Last week we discussed about the process of nitrogen cycle. As you can see, okay, in this process mainly we summarize this as nitrogen fixation, nitrogen assimilation, okay, decay ammonification and nitrification, then denitrification and sedimentation. So the cycle is continuously repeated because of the presence of bacteria. Okay, next thing is here six is denitrifying bacteria such as Thiobacillus denitrificans. Okay, these names you have to be remember. Okay, these can be asked in exams. Okay, what are nitrifying bacteria? What are denitrifying bacteria? Okay, so these are Thiobacillus denitrification. Okay, Pseudomonas denitrificans, etc. are however harmful as they decrease soil fertility by decomposing nitrates of the soil into free nitrogen. Fortunately, they occur in waterlogged soils which are unfit for the purpose of cultivation. Okay, this is one good thing, but their role is something different. As we know the role of some symbiotic bacteria, okay, like rhizobium, which are found in root nodules of the leguminous plants, which we read about in the last week. Okay, the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrites is called into nitrates. Sorry, is called nitrogen fixation. So we read about the nitrogen fixation. Now we read the bacteria in industry. Okay, we are just reading about the benefit of or the importance of bacteria in industry now. Okay, so bacteria are employed is so many, okay, agro-based and chemical industries in preparation of several materials at commercial scale. If you see the example, okay, first example is curing of tea and tobacco. Okay, so bacteria are also employed for the partial fermentation of tea and tobacco leaves to remove their bitterness and give them specific flavor. So you can understand these are very interesting things, students. You can understand the tea if you drink and uh, in your home. Okay, tea is often made. So bacteria are also employed. Okay, these are employed for the partial fermentation, not completely fermentation. Okay, partial means very small, in a small amount. Okay, partially we just partially, okay, we just ferment. Okay, we do the process of fermentation for the tea and tobacco to just remove their bitterness. Okay, next thing is tannings of hides. Okay, so removal of fats, hair and other tissues from the hides of animals is also achieved through fermentation by bacteria. Okay, so these are the facts. Okay, also done by the bacteria. Then dairy industry, if we talk about the dairy industry, preparation of cheese and butter in dairy industry is done by using different strains of lactic acid bacteria. Okay, its name you have to understand that it is Streptococcus lactis. Okay, the name of lactic acid bacteria or the curd bacteria is also called as. Okay, it is helpful. I hope you know already that it is help in the setting of curd. They also give different flavor of these products. Okay, so mainly cheese and butter, extra cheese pizza you have already eaten, I hope. Okay, I know that. So the form of this cheese and butter which you had already, okay, it is made by these Streptococcus lactis. Okay, it is using different strains. Then chemical industry. If we talk about chemical industry, some amino acids such as glutamic acid, vitamins, enzymes, dextrose, butyl alcohol, acetone, methyl alcohol, lactic acid, vinegar, etc. are obtained with the help of certain bacteria. Okay, so this is also a benefit of bacteria that uh, as amino acids also we obtain amino acids, different type of vitamins, enzymes, dextrose, these all things. Okay, butyl alcohol, acetone, we obtain from the help of bacteria. Then rating of fibers. Okay, it is the process by which plant fibers like flax, hemp and jute are separated from the associated tissues, decayed by bacteria such as Pseudomonas fluorescens. Okay, so if you talk about the Pseudomonas fluorescens and Clostridium species. Okay, so these species, okay, by which we get the fibers, okay, plant fibers. We just process them, okay, like flax, hemp, and jute. Okay, these are separated from the associated tissues by decaying by bacteria. Okay, so these bacteria just decay the jute, hemp, and flax, and we just separate their thread, okay, or fibers from them. Next is in maintaining nature's balance. This is most important. You have to keep in mind that each and every organism has its own benefit, okay, to whether it's for nature or for human beings. So a large number of components in the air, water, and soil are being used by the living organisms for their growth, maintenance, and reproduction. You all know that the same substances are to be returned in the nature to maintain its balance. The dead bodies of animals and plants are excreta of these organisms are decomposed by the saprophytic bacteria. Okay, decomposers. These are also called as decomposers. Okay, I hope now I have not to tell that what are the saprotrophic bacteria. Okay, as a result, complex compounds present in the dead bodies and excreta of living organisms are converted into simple inorganic compounds. They are just converted into simple inorganic compounds such as nitrates, sulfates, phosphates, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. Okay, and are returned to the nature for use. So one thing you have to understand that the organic form, okay, organic complex organic form of organism is converted into simpler inorganic form by these bacteria. Okay, so this helps in maintaining the ecological balance in nature as well as cleansing the earth from decomposing waste. Okay, so mainly they are also known as decomposers because they act on dead and decaying matter, these saprophytic bacteria, okay, saprotrophic bacteria, and helps the environment or the nature to reuse the inorganic components. As you know that every coin has two sides, okay, every coin has two sides. So same as bacteria has also two sides, it was beneficial to us as well as harmful also. So bacteria are harmful in several ways. First is spoilage of food stuff. Okay, if we talk about the food stuff, food items, so many saprophytic bacteria spoil cooked food. Okay, milk, fruits, vegetables, etc. by the process of putrefaction. Okay, putrefaction, we already read about it. Okay, can anyone tell what is so you have to understand that whenever there is incomplete breakdown of organic matter and foul smell is emitted, okay, by the bacterial decomposition of organic matter, it is called putrefaction. And fermentation particularly, okay, fermentation, you know that breakdown of carbohydrates by the action of anaerobic bacteria is known as fermentation. So, the process of putrefaction and fermentation, particularly during summer season, and make them unpalatable and foul smelling. Okay, some of these bacteria excrete poisonous substances and cause food poisoning. Okay, you heard the term food poisoning happen. So this is due to this bacteria. Salmonella, Typhimurium, and Clostridium botulinum are the two examples of such type of bacteria which cause spoilage of foodstuff. Okay. Food poisoning caused by the bacterium Clostridium botulinum is commonly known as botulism. Okay, so sometimes the question also asks that what is botulism or the name of the poisoning caused by this Clostridium botulinum. It is called botulism. Second harmful causes of bacteria is diseases, which are most abundant. Okay, so several bacterial species which live as parasites are the cause of diseases in man, domestic animals, and crop animals. Okay, such disease causing bacteria are called pathogens. Okay, so the disease causing bacteria are known as pathogens. Some common diseases and their causative bacteria are given in table 8.1. If you see the structure, okay, if you see the table, and you can understand this is very much important for your if in perspective of the exams. Okay, bacterial disease and causative bacteria. First is pneumonia. Okay, pneumonia is done by Diplococcus pneumoniae. Okay, name you have to also learn Diplococcus pneumoniae, as its name also suggests here. It's very easy. Okay, you can easily understand the name. Second one is typhoid. Okay, Salmonella typhosa. Okay, its name also related to the disease Salmonella. You have to just remember the genus, and you can easily learn the its species typhosa. Third is tetanus. Tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani. Okay, so you can see there many of bacteria have their species named after the disease. So tetanus caused by the Clostridium tetani. Tuberculosis, or called TB, is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Its name also related as cholera. Okay, cholera is caused uh, by Vibrio cholerae. Okay, name of bacteria is Vibrio cholerae. Plague is caused by Pasteurella pestis. Okay, then food poisoning is caused by Clostridium botulinum. Syphilis is caused by uh, Treponema pallidum. Okay, Treponema pallidum cause this. Next thing is animal bacterial disease. We just read about the human bacterial disease. Okay, and next one is animal bacterial disease. Black leg disease. Okay, black leg disease in animals. Okay, you have to remember in mind that these are the diseases of animals. Clostridium choavi. Okay, second one is anthrax bacillus anthracis. Third one is tuberculosis of cattle. In cattle also tuberculosis found. It is done by the different species of Mycobacterium, which is bovis. In human, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Just kept in mind. Now I will read about the plant bacterial diseases. First one is potato wilt. Okay, potato wilt is caused by Pseudomonas solenocearum. Crown gall is caused by Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Citrus canker is a disease caused by Xanthomonas citri. Okay, it is mainly the disease in the, if you say that citrus fruits. Okay, like lemon, orange, etc. Third one. So these are the diseases of humans. These are just if you say that few examples, very few examples of these diseases which are caused by bacteria in humans as well as in animals and plants. So they are a very few examples. Okay, vast number of diseases are caused by these bacteria. Okay. Okay, next is bioweapons. It is also good if you say that examples of the beneficiation of these bacteria. If you see that the pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and other disease-causing agents used to kill, incapacitate, incapacitate or seriously impede or an individual or entire cities or places are called bioweapons. Use of these weapons are called biological warfare or germ warfare. Actually, we use these or means, okay, these are used. Suppose one pathogen is killed to other. Okay, so we use this. The pathogen used as bioweapons have the following characteristics. Okay, there are some characteristics of these. First is they are highly infectious. First thing, they have high potency. Okay, means they can increase in number. No vaccines are available against them. They have delivery as an aerosol. They are lethal or fatal. They can be produced quickly and easily. Okay, so these are the bioweapons. You can easily understand the examples of corona nowadays. Okay, it is also used as a bioweapons. So bioweapons can be used directly to cause the disease, or the toxins produced by them can be used. The following diseases were used, okay, as bioweapons, okay, from time to time. Okay, in if you say that after before 10 or 20 years, okay, or in we just read about them. So anthrax, plague, cholera, yellow fever, smallpox, okay, shigella, okay, typhus, etc. are the bioweapons used from time to time. Okay, in recent time, if it is proved, then you can easily understand that corona also is used as a bioweapon. Okay, corona disease also used as a bioweapon. So in future, okay, before 10 years or before 20 years, if you see that the atom bomb, okay, are the main, or hydrogen bomb are the main things for the preciousness of every country. But now these type of war, okay, mainly these things are used, these bombs are used in the wars sector. Nowadays bioweapons are used for the wars. Okay, so this type of situation can become in near future very much. Next thing is denitrification and reduction of soil fertility. One another harmful act of bacteria is denitrification and reduction of soil fertility. Okay, certain denitrified bacteria such as thiobacillus denitrificans and pseudomonas denitrificans deplete the nitrogen of soil. Okay, deplete the nitrogen of soil by converting them into free nitrogen and reduce the fertility of soil. Okay, they reduce the fertility of soil also, but fortunately they occur in waterlogged soil. Okay, we already read about it for continuation. Okay, now we understand the economic importance of fungi as their useful activities as well as their harmful activities. So fungi are both useful as well as harmful to mankind in several ways as summarized below. So first we read about the useful activities. Okay, in food industry, mushrooms, if you and as in the name you already knew about it. Okay, mushrooms are very famous nowadays. So mushrooms agaricus, okay, it's the fungus which known as mushroom. Mushroom is its local name or Hindi name, you can say. Okay, agaricus, it's a botanical name, are a type of fungi, and maybe of its varieties are edible. Okay, being rich in proteins and vitamins, they have high nutritive value, and they are cultivated on a commercial scale also. Okay, so you have to eat mushrooms because they are rich in proteins and vitamins also. Okay, then if we talk about Lecanora esculenta, okay, a lichen is regarded as bread of heaven by Jays. Okay, so if you see uh, the this esculenta species, it is particularly a lichen. It is you know that lichen is a symbiotic relationship of fungi and algae. Okay, third one, third one is reindeer moss. Okay, it is called reindeer moss. A lichen in tundra constitute the staple food of reindeer, musk, ox, etc. Okay, this is a food for animals which is live in wild. Then is food yeast. Okay, one is food yeast also there, contains vitamins of the B group, E group, and 15% proteins. Next is Agaricus bisporus, white button mushroom. So you have to know the name. Sometimes the name also asks the student. This is most important, that the mushroom known as white button is Agaricus bisporus. Okay. is most common edible mushroom eaten all over the world. Maybe in markets which is available nowadays, it is also the button mushroom. Okay, you can sometime it sell out the names also. Okay, the mushroom of button mushroom. Then fly, agaric, and death cup are poisonous mushrooms. Okay, these are the poisonous mushrooms because I think they are not given here. They may be in the harmful dose, so it is wrong. Mushrooms are good sources of vitamins and minerals. They contain a good amount of vitamins as biotin, pantothenic acid, and niacin. Okay, they are also you already know that they are also used in making the antibiotics also. Then mushroom cultivation. Okay, now we have to read about the mushroom cultivation. It is all about the food industries. We are just read about the food industry now. Then mushroom cultivation, it can be done in little land areas. Okay, the major steps for mushroom cultivation are follows. Okay, you have to keep in mind these steps. First is composting.